Now, when we came on here at 4 o'clock, I said to you, keep listening to talkSPORT. There could be some big breaking news. So I didn't allude where it was coming from, but we can now. Let's go straight over to Ben Fletcher on the sports desk, who's got some big news from the world of the Premier League.
I have indeed. It comes from the blue half of Merseyside, yet to be confirmed by Everton, but we are reliably informed that Sean Dyche has left Everton just hours ahead of their FA Cup tie against Peterborough this evening. As I say, yet to be confirmed by the club, but we are told Sean Dyche has left the club. What it means for this evening's FA Cup tie, we'll find out very shortly with our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. But as far as we are aware, Sean Dyche is no longer Everton manager. More to follow.
Lovely stuff, Fletch. Just
Thanks,
wait. Sorry,
thanks.
just say Fletch. Someone gave you a shout out here, but we'll worry about that later. Don't worry about it now.
The Fletch family.
Good or
listen.
bad?
It's good. Yeah,
Well,
shout out Ben
let's hear
Fletcher.
For your last ever show. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Listen, we have to take calls on that right now, Everton fans. 03717 223344. talkSPORT understands Sean Dyche has left Everton. Your initial reaction to that?
I'm surprised and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because they've been awful and the football that they play is awful. But I am surprised because I thought they would have, because he's kept them up before, going into a new stadium, I just thought, you know what, they might have to just put up with it just for now, just till he gets them safe. But I never thought he'd ever start next season. That was not happening. But I just thought going into next season, into that new stadium in the Premier League, they'd have got someone else in, but kept him just to keep him afloat. The fact that he's gone now, that is a massive job, by the way. Oh,
There were whispers this morning, and there was a few column inches in a few of the papers today suggesting Jose has been linked to
can't
that
see
job.
it.
I can.
No, the owners sacked him at Roma.
I know.
So and apparently the fallout was quite bad.
Okay,
So
what will be Jose then?
Yeah, so I just can't see it being Jose. Where's Bellew? Is he coming on? Tone?
I think we're going to try and get Tony Bellew on, yeah. A lot of people are phoning up. We'll go to the phone lines in just a moment. 03717 223344. David Moyes' name been mentioned by fans. Lee Carsley's name as well. All right, in a sec, we'll speak to Alex Crook, talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, to tell us more. By the way, he told me in the ad break there of some nuts things that are going on at that club. Just quickly, before we say hello and find out what those nuts things are, the answer to the question, who's the last English manager to win the League Cup?
League Cup.
2004, Steve McLaren.
Yeah, good coach and good manager. Both.
Yes. Well, great coach.
I thought he's brilliant.
Great
Both.
coach. Okay. Still to come, we'll be asking if everyone is sick and tired of Big Ange moaning again. But now it's a massive week of managerial change in the Premier League. That continued today. We told you earlier that we understood another manager had left their post. That man has been confirmed by Everton as Sean Dyche. Actually, I'm waiting to find out if it's been confirmed. It has been confirmed now by Everton. They have confirmed they have sacked Sean Dyche. Let's get more on this now and speak to our chief football correspondent, the man who has been ahead of every single curve this week. Alex Crook joins us. Crookie.
Good evening. I tell you what, just when you thought that the Lopetegui dismissal was the most bizarre sacking in Premier League history, basically being allowed to take training for 2 days, even though he knew he was getting fired, this might just top it. Hours before Everton begin their FA Cup campaign at home to Peterborough, Sean Dyche sacked by the Toffees. That statement, 4-paragraph statement, just landed. Everton confirming that Dyche has been relieved of his duties as the first team manager with immediate effect. His coaching staff, Ian Wone, Steve Stone, Mark Howard and Billy Mercer have also left the football club. Everton tell us the under-18s head coach Leighton Baines, club legend of course, and the club captain Seamus Coleman will take charge of first team affairs on an interim basis. That means they'll be in the dugout for that Peterborough game tonight, despite the fact they've not had a single training session with the players. And I can also tell you, the first the players heard about this was when they arrived at Goodison Park for their pre-match meeting, expecting to be met by Sean Dyche. Instead, they were met by the news that Sean Dyche is no longer their manager.
Crookie, I mean, the timing is odd, as you said there. They play tonight and they sack him just before the game. But what do you think prompted it? Because a lot of Everton fans have been coming on the show for a long time saying he's not good enough. But I always felt, even though the football wasn't great, he was their best chance of keeping them up. Why do you think they've gone, do you know what, even before they go into the new stadium next season, why do you think they thought, no, now's the time to pull the trigger and get someone else in?
Do you know what I think's prompted it in some ways, Benty? It's the improvement of your old club, Ipswich Town. I think they're worried that Ipswich are going to get their act together in the Premier League. They're suddenly starting to pick up results. They're going big again in the transfer window. They're about to sign Jadon Philogene, who was an Everton target for big money. And I think they've been spooked. I think they've probably been spooked by the improvement that Vitor Pereira has had in the short term at Wolves as well. We know that Southampton are gone. Apart from that, it's pretty competitive, isn't it, down at the bottom of the table? And what Everton can't afford is to start next season in that fantastic new facility at Bramley-Moore Dock as a championship club. I watched Everton at Bournemouth at the weekend. They were poor, I've got to be honest. They lost 1-0. Bournemouth didn't have to play well to win that game. It's 5 games without a victory for Everton, 1 goal in that time. Defensively, they're okay, but they just don't look like winning football matches. So on that basis, I'm not sure that Sean Dyche can have too many complaints, to be brutally honest.
Cookie, let me ask you. You broke the news on talkSPORT on Monday that Lopetegui was going, and to be fair or not fair to West Ham, they didn't sack him until they had the replacement lined up, and that, of course, was Graham Potter. Now, Everton have sacked Sean Dyche, and it looks like you've just told us Leighton Baines and Seamus Coleman will be in the dugout, so they haven't got a replacement lined up yet. There have been murmurings of Lee Carsley and David Moyes. What do you expect to happen next, and when do you expect that to happen?
Well, I would expect the freaking group to move quite decisively. I think they will have an idea of who they want in the dugout. Of course, we've got a full round of Premier League fixtures coming up in midweek. They're at home to Aston Villa, which on paper doesn't look particularly winnable for Everton, but I'm sure they would like to get a new manager in place by then. Jose Mourinho was splashed all over the back pages of one national newspaper this morning. We've been told at talkSPORT that's unlikely because his relationship with Dan Friedkin from their time at Roma is far from harmonious. I think we can probably take Jose Mourinho's name out of the conversation. Paulo Fonseca, who was spoken to by West Ham at the weekend about potentially going in there if Graham Potter didn't take the job. I think he'll be a live candidate. And David Moyes, big fans' favourite at Everton. I think I'd make him the favourite, certainly until the end of the season, to come in, stabilise and make sure they stay in the Premier League to move into that new stadium.
Cookie, listen, well done. I mean, as I say, you broke Lopetegui before anyone else. You broke Sean Dyche before anyone else. They say things come in threes. I understand you've heard rumours about Bent's job. Is that right or not? You don't want to break that yet?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a rumour. It's fact, actually. This news, when I got wind of it about 40 minutes or so ago, I was just on my way to the gym, so it's ruined my gym.
Oh, stop lying.
That's a lie.
That's an absolute... They got good vending machines there. Is that your favourite machine at the gym, the vending machine? Cookie, listen, I'm so glad that talkSPORT have got you in charge of things like that because we get it via you before anyone else on the planet. So top work as always.
You're very kind. Have a good show.
Thanks, mate. By the way, you're going to the gym now?
Well, I've got to carry on working.
No,
convenient.
Yeah. I mean, you could go to the gym and do your work, but no, stay at home, Cheers, Cookie.
Cheers, guys.
Convenient, that
is very good.
Can't go now.
Just popping out there. Has he? He's gone, has he? But again, I mean, Cookie, well done to him. We're so lucky to have him.
One of the best in the business now, isn't he?
Well, the best, right? We get it. We get Lopetegui on Monday.
I'm not giving him that. So,
I'll give him that. We got Lopetegui on Monday. Everyone went with it on Wednesday. And we got Sean Dyche before it broke on the telly.
The Dyche one has shocked me, if I'm honest.
The timing of it is a little bit bizarre, isn't it? Because of course we've got Everton's first game now without Sean Dyche. That's tonight on talkSPORT.
Yeah.
Adrian Dunn's going to bring you Everton against Peterborough this evening. Ashley Young will be taking on his son Tyler. What a game that's going to be now.
Yeah, incredible.
How bizarre.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.